AI agents, quite frankly, are the future. It, to me, is what AGI actually is. Agents, if built correctly, can start and finish workflows that have multi-tiered steps along the way, from the simplest tasks all the way to the most complex ones. In this video, I'm going to talk about why AI agents are everything you should be focused on right now, and how I have already used my agents and my workflows, and I can run a full-on AI implementation business with just my co-founder and I, and we have AI agents do everything else. So first, what is an AI agent? Because if you don't actually know what they can do, it can be complicated, right? But essentially, an agent can do something from one clear task with real sources, files, and information it's built on, and do the work that you end up checking with approvals. So if we have a workflow, and this could be from anything from like lead gen to emails, to submitting forms for you, to finding influencers, to even constantly reading and researching things for you on the internet and reporting back to you. These are just basic examples. A workflow always has a starting point, or what I like to call a trigger. Once that workflow gets triggered, it kicks off and the AI agent starts working. It's going to do whatever you have developed it in this workflow to continue until it's completed. It knows that clear task because of what's routed in here, and then it's going to log it in a receipt, or that's what you should be doing if you're building this out correctly. If you want to get started with AI agents but you don't even know where to begin, 5 simple use cases for me are finding leads for you and logging them in CRMs, drafting email replies through your inbox, call notes to tasks. So one of the favorite things I have is I built out a persona for my agent, so when it enters my calls, it knows it's in note taker mode, but it does much more than that because it's constantly updating the questionnaire and updating files on these potential clients. So if they do sign with us, we have install kits that are personalized already for them. Great use case right there. Finding topics, or in my opinion, doing research. If you're in the e-com space and you're always doing research on target audiences through verticals, that is a constant thing you should have running through an AI agent. And then also just checking sources for your OS. Now, there's a lot of language and jargon I'm using in this video, and I'm trying not to be too confusing, but an OS is the operating system that the AI agents are working off of. Hope that kind of makes sense, because it's really a file folder system of your brand personality, your voice, your pricing structure. Everything that needs to know to execute is in that OS. Checking sources for you as like a OS hygiene check is a great use case as well for an AI agent to keep your OS clean. Now, the difference between an AI agent and a regular ChatGPT subscription or a Claude subscription is that's just a chatbot. You can ask chatbots anything with a prompt and you get an answer, and there's no real work that's get done. Half the time you just get replies. But if you want a multi-tiered system where there's multiple different steps and multiple different even platforms or solutions through APIs, an AI agent can do that, which is what is the useful part of it. It's going to read everything in your OS. It's going to be connected to certain APIs like your Gmail or your CRM through HubSpot. It's going to do the work, and it's going to log it as receipts in your OS if you have a receipt section. We're going to come in here into my AI agents. We use it here on Discord. And essentially what we're going to be doing in here is we're going to get my AI agent to work on a proposal for a new lead. Let's just imagine a new lead came in, and then it's going to send it. So because this is the trigger prompt that I use, if you develop the workflows correctly, they know what to do. He is not going to second guess anything. You can see he's searching the file lead, which is going to eventually prompt him into the workflow, and he's going to read the files, and then it's going to be guided on what to do, and he knows exactly what I'll be talking about. Another thing while this loads, Hermes agent has the best memory system, and that's why their agents are great, because they not only have a soul file, but they have a memory, and that memory, and let me tell you, is night and day difference to anything else I've used. And right here, you could see it took, what, 45 seconds, but the response is already back. And this is an AI agent working that I want to see. You can see it already has the response right here that it's giving, and it's a draft, so it needs me to approve it, but it does everything that I want. And the reason why this draft is so specific is that's how I want all my responses to be to my potential clients. Concise bullets, get to the point in the initial sentence and get it going. And I have files in place to train this workflow to be that specific. So it's not going to give a 6-paragraph email. It's always going to be just like this. And if there's something I wanted to change, I could edit it by just saying, hey, can you make changes here, here, here? And then good to send. The beauty of this is you can see the receipt down here is it always is telling me the sources it used. So the source map, the offer and pricing, the voice and style, and the company profile, which is very important. I have all of these tied into the workflow, where the workflow explains to the agent, you must read these files before executing on your next task. And that's why I was able to give it the way I wanted it to. Simply, I would just message back approve. So we're gonna say approve, and it will follow through with what's necessary. And because I'm in demo mode, it's not actually gonna send it, so that's what it's telling me right now. But approving this, in theory, what my actual workflow does for this agent, which is a mimic of this, it literally sends the email straight to the person through my Gmail API connection. And then it leaves the send ready receipt. So this is exactly what it would look like, is the lead, it tells it, it's draft, and it updates it. So you can see in a matter of just, I don't know, a minute and a half. Because you can't see everything that happens behind the scenes, let me walk you through real quick, because all I did was send a simple prompt here, I approved it, and it did a lot of things in the meantime. So number one, before any of this even happened, when the lead came in, I have a recurring cron set up where it's checking my email inbox every 15 minutes, okay? So it saw this email and I noticed it as well. So it updated the CRM in the back end saying, hey, they responded. We need to respond. The ball's in our court now. So it did that silently behind the scenes. I have in another chat, so it's hard to do this in an example, but another chat, it notifies me when I have email responses. So I saw that, come into this chat and I say, hey, let's draft a proposal based on what they're asking. It obviously drafted this proposal for me, and then it's just waiting for my approval. I approve, and what it does then is it sends the actual email and it updates the CRM to showcase now that the ball is back in their court. And also, because in my file system, I have every prospect potential lead with their own folder structure based on where we are, it's updating that as well. And it's showcasing the pricing that we sent over them, because the pricing can change for every single client. And if I'm dealing with, 10, 12 different clients at the same time, I might get confused, and I can simply just ask in a basic chat, hey, Rook, which is my AI agent CEO, what is the proposal that we ended up sending to Harbor? And it can just go pull from those files underneath the Harbor and Company folder that I have. And then lastly, it leaves everything in a receipt. So in this workflow, I always, for every specific workflow, I have receipt sections, and it will say receipt and it dates it, it timestamps it, and who it was for, so we can pull it in case something went wrong and we want to use that data. That's a very important thing that a lot of people don't do with AI agents, but leaving receipts is key. And really, that's a simple form of what an AI agent can do. There's so many other workflows. If you really put your mind to it for your business or whatever your needs are, AI agents are phenomenal if built correctly. Now, I've had workflows with agents where it's terrible and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, but I don't blame the agent, I blame the workflow I created. The file structure sucked. It was lacking order, it was lacking organization. And once you learn how to build workflows that AI agents can read and write in, you will see results. I promise you that. I think the future of where strengths can come into place for individuals is learning how to use AI agents and orchestrating on top of them. That is the biggest thing that I feel like is going to be lacking, and there's going to need to be these specialists that know how to do this and help businesses implement it straight into them. And that's sort of what we do here at our agency with Common House, is we implement a fully customizable workflow into your business, or if you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, we will implement this to the priorities that you need, whatever workflow. If it's simply just reading your emails and giving you a daily update on all the emails that came in, we can do that. If it's something more complex where it needs to seek out leads for your business or customers, we can do that as well by plugging in whatever we need. There's a lot that we can do with how we develop our agent system. So if you're very interested in something like that, commonhouse.ai, link is also in my bio. And knowing that an AI agent excels on the right OS, I do realize I need to maybe make some sort of video that kind of showcases how to build an OS, which is the hardest thing in my opinion, and that's where we specialize. And that's why I do it for businesses, because it's difficult. But if you learn how to operate in an OS, you will see agents excelling at all levels because of the organization that you have put in place for them to work in. And once you do that, The ideas are endless when it comes to how you want to use AI agents. Anything that is a priority to your business, I can almost guarantee you can put a workflow, maybe not to do the whole thing, but for the most part, do the majority of it. And that's going to accelerate your workflow, your efficiency as being a business owner. Like I said earlier, I run my entire agency off of AI agents itself. So I am selling the product that I am essentially utilizing to the extreme measures. I hope this sums it up. I've tried to keep these videos concise, not too long, because I just really want to get the point across of what these are. And if you have any questions, please comment on these videos, because it also helps with the engagement, but also helps me with video topic ideas for the future. Also give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you learned something from it, and please hit the subscribe button. It goes a long way for the account and the growth of what I'm trying to do here, which is to just kind of ease people's minds of AI agents and how to operate with them correctly. And it's not that scary, and anyone can really work on it if they put their mind to it. So that's all I got for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.